I scroll through Instagram looking at another post from my friend Rachel. Her and her husband on a private yacht in Greece. 5th vacation this year. The caption read, "Blessed beyond measure with this amazing man." I looked across the room at my husband Kevin on the couch in sweatpants watching basketball. We hadn't been on vacation in 2 years. Our last date night was Applebee's 3 weeks ago. I felt like a failure at marriage. This had been eating at me for months, comparing my relationship to everyone else's, coming up short every time. Before we begin, subscribe and tell me in the comments, where are you listening from? My friend circle was 5 women. We'd been close since college, all married around the same time, but their marriages looked nothing like mine. Rachel married rich, literally. Guy named Rich who was actually rich. Trust fund, family money. They lived in a massive house, drove luxury cars, posted constantly about their perfect life. Surprise trips to Paris, designer gifts, romantic gestures that looked like movie scenes. My friend Jenna married a doctor. Big house, nice cars. Her Instagram was filled with date nights at expensive restaurants, weekend getaways, her husband sending flowers to her office just because. Sophie married an entrepreneur, started a tech company that sold for millions. They traveled constantly, always somewhere exotic, always looking gorgeous and in love. And me? I married Kevin, middle management at an insurance company. We lived in a 3-bedroom house with a mortgage, drove reliable but boring cars. Our idea of a big night out was dinner and a movie. We didn't take exotic vacations, didn't go to fancy restaurants every week, didn't post romantic photos on social media because we weren't doing romantic things worth posting. We were just normal, boring, average, and I resented it. "Why don't we do fun things anymore?" I asked Kevin one night. "What do you mean? We do stuff." "I mean like real things, trips, nice dinners. You used to surprise me with things." "When? When did I do that?" He was right. He'd never been the surprise trip type. I'd known that when I married him. But seeing everyone else's perfect lives made me want what I didn't have. Rachel and Rich are going to Santorini next month. Good for them. Don't you want to go places like that? Sure, someday, when we can afford it. We could afford it if we prioritized it. We're prioritizing saving for retirement and paying off the house, remember? That was our plan. Our stupid, boring, responsible plan, while everyone else was living their best lives. I started pulling away from Kevin, getting annoyed at small things. The way he left dishes in the sink, how he fell asleep during movies, his boring routine of work, home, basketball, bed. My friends' husbands didn't do that. They were always planning something, always surprising their wives, always being romantic. At least that's what I thought. Then 2 months ago, Rachel called me crying, completely breaking down. "Rich is leaving me," she sobbed. "What? Why?" "He's been having an affair with multiple women for years. He just told me he wants a divorce." I was stunned. "But you guys seemed so perfect." She laughed bitterly. "Perfect? We haven't had a real conversation in 3 years. We take trips but barely speak on them. He buys me things to make up for never being present. All those posts? That's me pretending, trying to convince myself my marriage isn't dead." I had no idea. Nobody did. That was the point. Look perfect on the outside, hide the disaster inside. We talked for 2 hours. She told me everything. How Rich had checked out of their marriage years ago. How the vacations were his way of avoiding real intimacy. How every gift was guilt over another affair. How she'd been miserable but couldn't admit it because everyone thought they were perfect. 2 weeks later, Jenna called me. Her doctor husband wanted a separation. Turns out he was a gambling addict, had secret debt, Those fancy dinners charged on credit cards they couldn't pay off. The flowers to her office, apologies for lying about where he was the night before. "I'm drowning in debt I didn't know existed," she said. "He gambled away our savings. The house is mortgaged to the max. Everything you saw was a lie. We've been broke for 2 years." Then Sophie. Her entrepreneur husband's company was failing, had been for a year. Those exotic trips, funded by loans he couldn't pay back. He'd been lying to her about everything. They were about to lose their house. Within 2 months, 3 of my friends were separated or divorced, all from marriages that looked absolutely perfect from the outside. I sat with this information, these women I'd envied, these relationships I'd wanted, all falling apart. Meanwhile, Kevin came home every night. We ate dinner together, watched TV. We talked about our days. Nothing exciting, nothing Instagram-worthy, just us, together, honest. "You've been weird lately," Kevin said one night. "What's going on?" "Rachel, Jenna, and Sophie are all getting divorced." "Damn, that's rough." "Yeah, and I've been over here jealous of their marriages, thinking we were boring, thinking they had something better. They always seemed kind of exhausting to me." "What do you mean?" "Always having to be on, always doing something impressive. Rachel once told me keeping up with Rich was like a full-time job. That didn't sound fun." "You never told me that." "I figured you knew. You're smart." I wasn't smart. I was shallow, looking at surfaces, believing performances. "I'm sorry," I said. "I've been comparing us to everyone else, being ungrateful." "I know. I could tell." "You knew?" "Yeah. You've been distant, annoyed at everything. I figured you were going through something." "And you just waited it out?" "What else was I going to do? Fight with you about it? That wouldn't help. I figured you'd tell me when you were ready." That's Kevin. Patient, steady, not flashy, not exciting, just solid. "Do you think we're boring?" I asked. "Probably, but I like boring. Boring means stable, means we're not creating drama to feel alive, means we can just exist together without it being a production." He was right. Our boring marriage was actually the goal, not the consolation prize. I looked at what we had. Really looked. We talked to each other. Actually talked. About real things. Our fears, our goals, our days. Not surface stuff to maintain an image. We didn't have debt we were hiding. No affairs, no addictions, no secrets that would blow up our lives. We saved money, made plans together, supported each other's goals, showed up for each other every single day. It wasn't exciting, wasn't Instagram-worthy, but it was real, and it was working. Rachel's divorce got ugly. Rich tried to hide assets. She had to fight for everything. The perfect life she'd been posting about became a public nightmare. Jenna discovered her husband had gambled over $200,000. Her credit was destroyed. She had to file for bankruptcy. Sophie's husband's company went under. They lost their house. She moved back in with her parents at 38. All 3 of them told me the same thing. They'd been so focused on looking perfect, they'd missed the signs their marriages were failing. They'd chosen image over substance, performance over partnership. "You're lucky," Rachel told me. "Kevin's boring, but he's there. He's honest. He's present. I'd take boring and real over exciting and fake any day." I thought about all the time I'd wasted being dissatisfied, wanting what they had, not appreciating what I had. Kevin and I still don't take exotic vacations, still don't eat at expensive restaurants every week, still don't post couple photos on Instagram. We still sit on the couch in sweatpants watching basketball, still have boring Friday nights at home, still live our average, unremarkable life. But it's our life, built on honesty and consistency and showing up, not on performances and presents and pretending. I'll take real over perfect every single time. If you love real stories about marriage that teach something powerful, hit subscribe. I post daily so you won't miss a lesson like this.